Folks, and I am a computer technician at CAO IT Services. Today I want to talk to you about an exciting new revolution in PCs called mini PCs. And essentially what has happened is manufacturers such as Intel and AMD have taken large motherboards like this and they've shrunk them down into teeny little chips, which are usually no bigger than that space. And they put them inside of these mini PCs. As you can see right here, this is a Voyo V3 mini PC. Its specifications are quad 2.4 gigahertz processors. It bursts up to that. I think normally they run at 1.8 gigahertz. Also comes with 4 gigs of RAM and 120 gig solid state drive for less than $350 Canadian. Pretty amazing. It also comes with USB ports 2 and 3, USB 2 and USB 3, and yeah, it's essentially a new revolution in computing. This is the 8th version of the Intel processors, silicon on chip technology. And here's another example. This one's even smaller. This one plugs directly into your HDMI port on a TV, and essentially can turn your TV or any monitor into a smart monitor, a smart TV. It has a full Windows 10 running right on it, along with USB ports ready to go. Typical operating systems, they come with Windows 8 or Windows 10, and Microsoft's created a special version of their operating systems. They don't actually charge you anything to run these, install these Windows 10 or Windows 8 operating systems. They have to compete with Google Chrome, which also is free for their devices. So this is a really great way to get a copy of Windows 10 right on the device. Now, the device itself actually has a special chip on the motherboard that tells the Windows 10 or Windows 8 that it has a license. So it's one way of getting a license for basically free from Microsoft. So these mini PCs, what can they do? What do you do with these things? Well, they can run all your standard PC programs, like QuickBooks, Office, email clients, and pretty much anything that a normal PC can do. A lot of use of them. I have one connected up to my TV at home, and I have Kodi installed on that, and which gives me an add-on called One Channel, which allows me to access thousands of streaming TV programs and movies quickly and easily right through the internet. No downloading required. I just simply browse a library of latest TV and video and select one and watch it. And since it's open source, it's free software. So really popular use for these mini PCs is buying one and connecting them up to your TV and turning your TV basically into free streaming movie box. So some of the features of the mini PCs is the onboard video they have, that they're actually able of displaying 4K screen technology. 4K is basically take a 1080p, which is kind of like the de facto standard in high definition video as of a couple of years ago, is a 1080 height by 1920 pixels across. Taking that resolution and multiplying it by 4, that's a 4K screen. And the Voyo Mini PC can decode the H.2.64 MPEG VCN Windows movie video playing codecs and display them in 4K, which is pretty incredible. No stuttering, really fast, streaming right from YouTube. It really blew my mind when I saw that, because the laptop that I'm using at work can't even perform that, and it's actually like a full out HP laptop that's only 4 years old. Heat is always something to consider when you talk about computers, especially ones that are packed into very small boxes like the Voyo V3. And the Voyo V3, believe it or not, does not even have a fan. This shows a picture here of the system on chip being cooled by a fan array. So how do you get the cool, how do you get a Voyo V3 from boiling over? These mini PCs, how do you get them from not melting down? And a lot of that actually has to do with efficiency. Like, these processors are so efficient that they only run 20 or less watts of power at full output. They consume 20 watts of power. Under normal running circumstances, they use as much power as your phone does on a charger. 10 watts of power, 5 watts of power. The secret to that is the technology that they use. They've shrunk down the whole motherboard into 14 nanometer technology, which is so small and efficient that there's hardly any waste energy at that level of switching technology. So that with a high efficiency and a low amount of heat loss, a high amount of efficiency, you get a very little amount of heat loss. That's the point. So you don't really need to have active cooling on them anymore. For gaming, hey, want to play some games? I'm a gamer. Lots of people are gamers. Can you use one of these to play games? Not recommended. Don't really buy one of these thinking it's going to replace your high-end ATI card or high-end NVIDIA card. The video RAM on them, say the Voyo V3 for example, uses the Intel 8th generation HD technology, which is great for displaying 2D images, and it even has some 3D capabilities. Like, it will run Call of Duty at about 20 to 30 frames per second. I don't normally game at that. 20 or 30 frames per second is a little too stuttery for me, but for some light gaming, the Voyo V3 will definitely keep up to that. Anything with the 7th generation or earlier, you cannot use it for gaming. It just does not have the horsepower. So can it replace your desktop? Say you got that old Dell computer sitting on your desk. You've had that thing for 5 years. You're looking to get an upgrade. Is this the ticket? Absolutely. You can replace your old Dell computers with them. However, keep in mind that they only have HDMI outputs on them, so you're talking a digital output. The monitor that you connect it up to is definitely going to have either a DVI connection with a HDMI to DVI adapter, or a straight HDMI connection is the best. So yeah, and I've replaced a couple of old desktops with the Voyo V3, and the users are very impressed with the performance that they get from the mini PCs. And we can install all of their applications that they've used in the previous operating system, so they can do their accounting on it. They can check their email on it. They can surf the net with it. They can watch videos. They can go to YouTube. They can do it's a full-featured x86 64-bit PC right out of the box for less than $350. It's amazing. Mini PC. If you are interested in talking more about them, learning more about them, please contact me at CAO. You can go to our website at www.caoitservice.com or send me an email at ashley.folks@cao-canada.com. Sorry. Thank you very much for watching my video. It was a pleasure making it, and I hope you get a mini PC and are as impressed with them as I am.